Texas Local Live. My name is Ben Martinek. Tonight we have a special guest up here, Mr. Jesse Rasanen. How you doing, Jesse?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing really well. Thanks for coming out, my friend. So we are setting up here at Tuning Texas on a Monday night at the ranch. We got some local artists here and do a little interview, so y'all sit back, enjoy the food, and hang out and listen to this young artist here. So right out of the gate, tell us about yourself, man. Tell us where you're from and how you got into music.
Yeah, so I'm kind of from all over the place. So I was born in Seattle, and then I moved to South Dakota when I was, I think, 8.
Okay.
And then I've been living in Texas for the past 5 or 6 years. And growing up in South Dakota, I was real into the 80s rock, hair metal kind of stuff, you know?
Very cool.
And as a kid, I was always inspired by Slash, of all people.
Oh, why not?
So Guns N' Roses has always been huge in my heart.
They're the best.
And
Come on.
when I was a kid, I got started by playing, I wanted to go get the exact same Les Paul.
Right.
A Slash with the big hair.
Yeah,
I had to learn how to play it, And a few years down the road, when we were leaving South Dakota, I kind of dropped the whole guitar thing. And whenever we first moved here, I met a good friend of mine in high school, and he was in the Red Dirt scene. His name's Jordan Roper.
Nice.
And I met him, and he convinced me that we had to go play a show together because I was the only friend he had to play guitar.
Okay.
Which led us to being 18 playing a show at a Starbucks.
Nice. That's a good starting point.
It took about a half a bottle of Crown to get it up on stage, but
at the Starbucks, I like it.
And at that point, I was just a lead player, and he got me into the whole singing, writing music,
harmonies and writing, or leads, and
ever since then, it just took.
Very cool, man.
So he's playing for a church, and he's doing his thing now, and ever since then, I moved to Stephenville. I got real tight with that Stephenville music scene. And from there, I started my band. We started writing music. We're working on our second album now, and it's just everything's just been going up ever since we got into the scene, really. And it all ends up coming down to just one kid that I happened to meet in high school.
How long ago was that first album released?
I want to say it was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So 2 years ago we did.
So pretty fresh. This is what I'm getting at. I just wanted to see if there's any latency between the first and second here, but.
Yeah. So we did a 5-track called Rivers.
Okay.
And we put that one out on iTunes, Spotify, and the works.
Yeah.
And it was a very fresh album. It didn't come out bad, but you could tell that we didn't know exactly what we were doing.
Yeah, you're newbies to it, man. Yeah,
because it was a new band. And now this record that we're putting out, we're still in the process of recording it, and we're recording at Melody Mountain Studios with Josh Serrato and Ben Hussey.
Okay.
And everything just came together crazy. If anybody doesn't know those guys, Ben is from American Aquarium now, and Josh is playing with William Clark Green.
Yeah.
And they just both got an ear for it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the mixing and it comes to the little stuff that you just wouldn't think of, they just have an ear for it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a talent. That's just a God-given talent right there, man, because it's hard to hear that kind of stuff.
It is.
And then you're able to adjust it afterwards. That's the part that's so crazy to me.
It's wizardry.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Behind the board, man. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. So anyone in your family got you into this, or you just picked it up because your buddy and you were just like, and Slash, obviously.
Yeah, it was
Slash.
It was Slash. If we're related somewhere down the road, that's a shout out to him for sure.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay.
But
shout out to Slash, everybody.
Yeah, right. No, my great granddad, he was a Hall of Fame musician for accordion playing.
Oh, wow.
But I was so young when he passed away, I never really knew him.
But hey, genes, you never know, man.
Everybody else, nobody else could, they can't.
I feel the same. My great-grandfather, not even through blood, played music, and I don't know, and I picked up guitar. I don't know how I got the skills to do it, and it was the similar story. That's really
awesome.
Funny. That's really crazy.
So, I don't know. It was just one of those things that I just picked it up and just wanted to do and stuck with ever since.
Yeah, very cool, my friend. That's awesome. It's good to hear, and it's great to hear you, getting out there and doing some work and hitting the ground running, man, hard. And if you've been doing for 2 years, 3 years, really professionally doing it,
right.
You tell yourself, that's a huge feat to get into doing that like that.
So, I'm excited. We've got our album that we're working on right now is called Tried to Be a Gambler.
I was going to ask you, yeah.
And the single's coming out on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So for anybody drinking green beer, we got a little extra special prize for you.
Yeah, I think that'll be nice. So how many pieces in the band do you have?
We got 4 right now.
Okay.
So we're contemplating bringing in a 5th.
What would you bring in?
I don't know. That's why we've been contemplating it, honestly.
Okay. Keys?
So,
what are you thinking?
We were thinking keys, but at the same time, like I told you, I started playing guitar learning as a lead player.
Yeah.
And so as much as I love playing rhythm and singing, like there's a part of me that dies inside if I can't play lead.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
like
that's
part of me wants to bring in a rhythm player. That way I can run dual leads with my lead player, Ray Brown.
So you're playing rhythm. Is there no lead guitar now?
Yeah.
They can switch you with that. Make them play rhythm. Come on, switch on them.
Right. Oh, we do sometimes.
Yeah.
We do, for sure.
Come on. Do a little solo trade, and that's awesome. That's a great sound, too.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing about my lead player is whenever I moved to Stephenville to go to Tarleton State, the first week of school, I remember I walked outside of my dorm, and I saw a group of guys playing guitar on the patio.
Yeah.
So naturally, I wanted to walk up and make friends.
Right. Say what's up, yeah.
And naturally, 5 years later, we still have been playing
Oh,
together
that's awesome.
almost every single weekend since.
That's awesome.
So it worked out really good. It was a cool situation.
What's his name?
Ray Brown.
Shout out.
So
Shout out to Ray.
shout out to Ray Brown.
Yeah.
Ray Brown for sheriff.
Drinks for I'll drink to that. That's awesome.
We'll drink to
That's
that.
good stuff, man. Yes. So you guys obviously have been busy. What have you got planned coming up this year? And a little segue from that is where you guys have played. But let's start out what you got coming up this year in terms of traveling. You got some shows lined up or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Our schedule we're booked out pretty entirely until I want to say June.
Nice.
So we've got most of our schedule full. But compared to the stuff we've done before, we've got some really cool, weird shows coming up. We've got.
Do tell.
We're playing for the single release. We're playing St. Patrick's Day Festival down in the Woodlands.
Okay.
And the day before that, we're playing in Keller, Texas, which is my hometown now.
Keller?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
So that'll kind of be our album release, or our single release, I should say.
Yeah.
So when the single drops at midnight, we'll be with family and friends back home. And then the next day, we're going to play a festival in Houston. And then in the next couple months, we're playing a couple concert series for different towns that the city puts on.
Yeah.
And we've got more festivals in the Houston area, actually.
Yeah.
We're playing a lot in Houston this year.
That's cool. Tap in. Have you ever been down there? You played down in Houston before or no?
Haven't really. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We played down in Galveston a little bit, but
that's cool.
It's
Beach
fun
scene.
because we're branching out to a new area this year.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play down at the beach. Like, I don't know, something about the vibe down there. It's just like everyone's like kind of into music and everybody wants to hear it, and they're just like, all right, receptive. You know what I mean? So, but that's cool. All right.
It is. Yeah, it'll be fun. We've got this year's gonna be exciting. So whenever I'm not playing with our guys, I do tour manager stuff for Prophets and Outlaws.
Okay.
And their lead singer Matt Boggs came and sang a feature on one of the songs I'm gonna play tonight.
Nice.
Which we're really excited to put out because it put a really bluesy, soulful twist on the whole picture, and it came out great.
Oh, cool, man! I'm looking forward. And how many tracks? Just not mean to backtrack here, but how many tracks are gonna be on this new album coming out?
That's a good question.
Or are you still working? Okay, so we're not quite sure yet.
Yeah, I mean we've got right now we're sitting at 8, and everybody else wants to put it out, partially including myself because I'm impatient.
Yeah.
And I just want to share it with everybody, but we'll probably turn it into an LP. So it'll probably be 12 or 13 coming out in the next couple months.
Hit that 44-minute mark or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah. What, 44 in like 11 seconds or something.
Right.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. I like to hear that. I like to get to. I'm ready for that release too. And where are you releasing? You said in Keller. It's not too far from here, so.
So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good release for the single, especially because we'll be around family and friends.
Yeah, sure. But what venue are you gonna be at though?
The Keller Tavern.
Keller Tavern. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool, man. Dude,
so,
I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Send us a link on that so we can at least share it and also maybe show up because that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
More fans.
I got a beer for you. Come on.
Oh, okay. Cheers. I'll take it. Cheers. Cheers to that, my
Cheers
friend.
to that.
Yes, sir. So back to the traveling question. So you're all over the state at this point. Now you're down in Houston and everywhere. But have you played outside the state? Have you done anything, foreign from the Texas music scene?
Yeah, I can go about as foreign as it goes.
No. Yeah.
So in July. In July, I actually ended up playing a show in Lima, Peru.
Oh, really?
Which was interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Tell me about that. Come on.
So I ended up going over there and living there for a month as of when I was graduating out of Tarleton State.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the last hurrah with the study abroad.
Sure.
Which it led to, through connections, the professor from Stephenville, he knew that I was playing in the Texas scene and I was playing prominently a lot in Stephenville at the time.
Yeah. And
so he reached out to a connection that he made, and it was actually a girl who won the Peru's Got Talent.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
And so, through the webs, we ended up getting connected, and she called me out to one of her shows, and it made it about halfway through and let me play 2 or 3 songs, which led to the last half of her set, and she was singing along for half of the song, so.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome, though.
That's crazy cool, man.
It was
good crowd. Was just like
it was
receptive of that.
The whole thing with American music with them is huge.
That's so bonkers.
The Doors are still huge there. Nirvana's huge there.
Really?
A lot of that older 70s, 80s, 90s rock band kind of scene.
Yeah.
It's real prominent. And it was really cool because I was in a country, I don't even speak Spanish really.
Yeah.
So I was in a country where I don't know their language, and I just happened to pick up a guitar. And I think it was a British bar in Peru, which made it even weirder.
Let's see one more on top
but
of
on
it.
top, on top of all of that, like with the whole language barrier, I didn't know any of these people. I really had no way of communicating with them, but at the same time, they're sitting there dancing, and if they knew the song, if it was a popular American song, they'd be dancing along with it and singing with it, and it was just the coolest thing.
That's so crazy, man.
It's just cool how music connects people like that.
I was just about to say, that is the biggest thing. It's just such a universal language, and, most musicians will say that, and most fans would say that as well, but it is just so cool to see people receive it that way, especially in that circumstance.
So, well, it was
foreign country, British bar, like come
right.
on, like so random.
So, it was just funny. I could play them a song that I wrote. They have no idea what I said, no idea what the song's about. They're still grooving to it. And then if I wanted to play something like Johnny Cash, all of a sudden the bar goes crazy.
Right.
Singing in a language that they probably don't know.
Yeah, but hear the melody, you hear the tones.
It's like me getting down to Despacito.
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
Dude, That is the most popular song in the world.
It is.
It's just so crazy. Billion views on YouTube. That's just bonkers to me.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, man. Just do a cover of Despacito now.
Yeah, right.
Texas cover.
That's what I was going to do tonight.
Has that been done yet? Are you doing that tonight? Yeah. Spoiler alert. We're going to have this on here on our Instagram live feed. So crazy. So you're still so new to it, man. That's what we love to hear. And I'd really like to hear your perspective on the scene, like what you – and, again, this is probably cliche because most people are really, into the camaraderie of the Texas music scene, and not to alienate every other state, Nashville, Tennessee, or anything like that. But I want to get your perspective on the scene here. Like, what is it like? You've been north, south, east, and west – and Peru. What's it like here comparatively, in your mind, I guess, from what you've seen elsewhere or stories heard?
I think the biggest thing with the Texas scene that jumps at me, it jumps at a lot of people, and I can especially say this, getting about as Yankee as it gets, living, almost near Canada, is the whole country music scene's gotten so cliched that there's so many songs you hear talking about, hey, girl, truck, this, that. It's the same formula a million times.
Yeah.
And the cool part is you get down here and people have a real feel for prominent songwriting, you could write a song about anybody that's had an impact on your life, and people write from the heart here. They're really telling a story.
Yeah.
So, and
Just start with that. That's a kicker too, and that's definitely something that's unique, I think, and it's maybe just the genre of music, country, Texas country, whatever it is. But you're absolutely right to that point.
Right.
Just hearing that song, yeah.
It's just one of those things to where there's still great acts that tour nationally that play in that Nashville scene. So there's no bashing on that. But, for the most part, it's just the same formula's been spit out so many times.
Yeah, and they've been doing that in every genre. It's not just country.
I
think they just now got into country. I think in the past 10 years they finally, the formula, if you will.
Right.
And it sells. It does sell. It's just like anything. You see advertisements for, Kleenex or, dish soap or whatever. It's the same formula. It's, you need this. Why don't you have this? Or they use these tactics.
And then there's loopers, and then there's, it's just, it's essentially turned into pop, which is not a bad thing at all.
It'll add new dynamics.
But, call it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't you can't compare country music from anywhere from the 50s to 90s to now.
Yeah.
It's a black and white difference completely.
Yeah. Oh, totally is. And it's about social norms and things like that as well. Things have changed, and
absolutely.
You used to you bring old gospel music and put it into funky soul. Like that was frowned upon, man. That was no good.
It is.
And now you're doing something similar, different ways. So it's unique, man.
I'm really one of the more interesting people to talk about with this subject. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of the stuff that I play really isn't that country.
Yeah.
And I don't claim it. I'll tell everybody till I die, I'm not a cowboy. Love cowboys, I'm not a cowboy.
Although I will say your boots are definitely cowboy right now, my
those
friend.
boots are killing
boots, it. Yeah. We need a shot of these boots. We might have this as your thumbnail for the show because these are nuts.
Yeah, those things are awesome. That's Santa Claus.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get to,
Yeah, I can't write from that. I can't write from that perspective because I've never been there. I was a small town kid in South Dakota, but
you're already speaking the language. Small town kid in some town.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. Like I was talking to a promotion company the other day that's been talking about working with us.
Yeah.
And they're funny. They said that they're like, I don't know exactly if y'all's sound is 100% going to work in the Texas scene because it's not die-hard country music. And this firm is like a very die-hard country. Everybody has that George Strait-ish kind of sound.
Sure.
Which is awesome. But he told us that, and the one thing I thought was awesome, he told me that he thinks our sound is, what was his words? He said that it's Americana rockabilly.
I like that.
And I told him, I said,
rockabilly.
I should get that tattooed on me. I was
like
that is
that.
the best description of a genre
Dude, you should coin
that
that.
I've ever heard.
You need to coin that, like right now.
It is.
If
It's
someone
just,
hasn't
it's
already
different.
done it because they're watching online. But yeah, you should probably get that.
Right. Yeah, this radio promoter says
I
you're
already bought
different.
the
I don't
domain.
know.
Jed, buy the domain right now. AmericanaRockabilly.com, .net, .org, buy them all. Man, so you're finding your genre, you're owning it, which is just huge, and that's such a big thing that people don't do all the time. They fall into this group. I'm country, done, country. Okay, now I'm writing country music, or you get stuck in that rut.
Right.
And that's why I was mentioning Texas too, because it is this scene of such a blended stylings of music, and fascinates me. I'm a blues rock guy, and I've said it every single episode, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm rooted in, and country is definitely there, and blues. But which came first? Where you
Chicken
draw
or the
that
egg.
out, yeah.
Right.
And so it's interesting to hear like people pull these dynamics, like, oh, I'm diehard country, but George, pull blues riffs. They're pulling the same stuff. Like it's all the
Right.
same thing. It's throwing your flair on it, which is what you just said, and that's what younger artists I think are lacking. Or I say younger, but I mean, up and coming artists are lacking, is finding that and owning it and being confident. Because when you get up here on the stage and you're projecting out to the crowd, that's all they see. They don't see the music. They don't know all the work you put into that song. They hear and see your confidence, and that's all you have. 3 minutes, 2.5.
Right.
That's it. That's all you get. And so
No.
you got to come out with it swinging. And if you don't believe it, no one else is going to. And that's pretty much with everything, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get off my soapbox, but yeah, that's it. That's what I'm feeling on it. But
Yeah, it's always
Please
been
love it.
it's always been an ongoing joke with those, because currently my band has Laramie Durham out of Stephenville, and he's a very interesting, by the book but progressive bass player.
yeah,
My drummer Hayden Capps is as jazz can get. Sometimes we have to jazz him down,
yeah,
but he's got a really cool style to
that's
him.
cool though.
My lead player is real big into 70s, 80s rock style
Okay.
kind of stuff. And
Arena.
then my roots ended up coming from the Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Yeah, all over, man.
I mean, I was the kid with, hair down to here and listening to
Right,
Slipknot.
nice.
And,
I can see that. Yeah.
and the funny part is it doesn't really show, like, I mean, I could rattle off all these influences, and it doesn't sound like it would have anything on any planet to do with where we are now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the same time, it does. So just because we want to do stuff different.
Yeah, you got to put your own styling, like I said, man. Just keep
Right.
rolling with that feel, man. That's so cool, man. I'm excited to hear these tunes. We're gonna have to get these rolling here in a second.
I
So
appreciate it.
before we get to that, Bo, some plugs or anything you got to shout out to where we can find your music and where we can find you socially. People want to follow you now at this point, I'm sure, because I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
absolutely.
You're an international artist.
So, my name is Jesse Rasanen. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under Jesse Rasanen or Jesse T. Rasanen or Jesse Ray Rasanen, something of the sort. Everything's fresh and new, so I got to check on that. But we're putting out a single on March 17th called Try to Be a Gambler, and that'll be available on iTunes, Spotify, and the works. So y'all please check us out.
Awesome. Well, Jesse, we appreciate you being here, my friend, and we're going to hear some tunes here on the Monday night here in Tuning, Texas, in the ranch in Las Colinas. So we got some great artists coming up, so y'all stick around and hang out.
Thank you.
It's called Try to Be a Gambler.
Baby, how you doing? Very bad. You asked me for my heart, I went all in. And left my loving tool in California. I never called back bluff, I ought to warn you. Well, I tried to be a gambler, but my hand got dealt all wrong. I lost myself while looking for a song. Well, I maybe should have listened, boy, you don't go chasing cars. Stay true to who you are and you'll go far. Take away that risk I cannot handle. Give away the chips I left remain. Tell my mom and daddy that I love 'em. And I ain't much known for gambling anyway. wish I was a king, but I'm a jack. Of all trades, ain't no good at coming back. A gal like you could use a man like me. But here I'm off to Memphis, Tennessee. Well, I tried to be a gambler, but my hand got dealt all wrong. A pair of hearts is what we ought to want. Well, I maybe should have listened, boy, you don't go chasing cars. Stay true to who you are and you'll see stars. Take away that risk I cannot handle. Give away the chips I left remain. Tell my ma and daddy that I love them. And I ain't much known for gambling anyway. Well, I tried to be a gambler, but my hand got dealt all wrong. A pair of hearts is what we ought to long. Tried to bet on red to forget the things you said, but all I'm left is 6 strings and a song. Take away that risk I cannot handle. Give away the chips I left remain. Tell my ma and daddy that I love them. Guess I ain't cut out for gambling anyway.